Joining us right now, ladies and gentlemen, is Jordan Sekulow. He is Executive Director of the American Center for Law and Justice. Hello, Jordan. How are you?
Hey, Steve. I'm good. Very interesting day here in Washington.
Oh, boy. Thanks for coming back on with us. Appreciate it. Okay. House. I'm hearing other things in my headphones, guys. I'm hearing a commercial. Why is it that she was allowed to make an opening statement, basically getting free reign to give her side of the story, and then plead the fifth the rest of the way? I'm still hearing stuff, folks. Go ahead, Jordan.
Well, I hope you can hear me, Steve. We are just seeing right now, it is crossing over. Politico is breaking it, and you may have just seen it, that Darrell Issa now believes, remember he said he was going to take it under review, that you've refused to testify, did not fully accept her Fifth Amendment assertion because of that statement proclaiming her innocence, saying she did not broken any law, that she had not done anything wrong, but that she was now taking the fifth. Well, by doing that, by saying you can't be prosecuted, that's questionable. And then she verified the authenticity of a document that was submitted to the committee by the Inspector General, right, which included her, after she invoked the fifth. And she had her counsel there. She's a lawyer herself. We all said, wait. Everybody knows, if they went to law school, and this may be one people know just from watching some of those courtroom drama shows, honestly, is that when you have a client and you're defending them, you tell them you can't talk. Now, there are areas that you can get into court battles over, did someone give up their right to assert the fifth, or did they waive it after? But here, now Darrell Issa is saying she waived her Fifth Amendment right. She will be called back. So the question will be, Steve, does she challenge that, and could this end up in court?
Well, okay, waiving her Fifth Amendment rights and calling her back, meaning that if she then refuses to testify when she's called back, they could hold her in contempt, or she could again assert her Fifth Amendment rights?
She could. Well, once you waive your right, the way that works, that you can't reclaim it in this kind of situation.
Gotcha.
This could get very complicated. So the question will be, when she is told to come back, does she challenge that and say, well, I'll come back, but I'm asserting the fifth? Because he is now saying to the media that, they could call her back as much as they want. They could subpoena that. She can then claim the fifth. What he's saying is not just that, but that she's waived the fifth. That could be challenged. It's a fluid situation, but as we were all watching it, you saw attorneys go, okay, well, if that was a criminal defendant, certainly that would have been waived. This is a little bit different because it's a hearing type situation. She's not on trial that way yet. But again, it just underscores the nature of they tried to plant. Remember, Lois Lerner is acting like she doesn't want to talk about this. She coordinated this release of information pre-report with the White House. We learned that from Jay Carney yesterday.
Yeah, no, we're learning more and more all the time. And one more note on this, we're also learning today that the attorney for the District of Columbia, Ronald Matchin, the man responsible for the surveillance and phone scrutiny, as we move over to the other scandal now with Fox. This guy is a big donor to the Obama campaign. At the time of his appointment, the Washington Post wrote, over the years, he's donated $4,350 to Obama's campaigns, gave $250 to Obama's U.S. Senate campaign in 2003, a year before Obama emerged on the national political radar. Furthermore, in June of 2012, Senator Cornyn questioned Eric Holder about the appointment of Matchin to head up the leaks investigation. And during the questioning, Cornyn revealed that not only was Matchin a donor to the Obama campaign, but he was also a volunteer for Obama for America. So let's talk about this Fox News scandal now in the Justice Department. A week or so ago, we heard about the AP. Holder, who had recused himself, gave us the impression that national security was at such a risk here that they had to do what they were doing. It was imperative to protect lives. He was asked on NPR a day later, have there been other cases that you've signed off on similar? And he said, yeah, but I don't even know how many. And now we're finding out what's going on at Fox. James Rosen named as a co-conspirator, as a reporter for doing his job. Others at Fox now, personal records, home records, someone's mother. Where does this end, and what are the legalities here?
It's never before been done. Steve, this would be the first administration to allege, as they do in this complaint, that he's a possible co-conspirator, criminal conduct for a specific reporter based on these facts. This has not been done. Yes, you can criminally go after the source, who is the government employee who inappropriately leaked the information. But it is not the reporter's job to, A, figure out what's classified.
Is reportedly, according to Jordan Sekulow, has made a point of saying, and they're going to call it back before the committee, and we'll see where all this leads. Let's go back to Jordan. Jordan, let's talk about the legalities here. I know it's unprecedented with regard to the scandal with the AP and with Fox News and with who knows who else, because the Attorney General had told NPR that there were others. But legally speaking, what could anybody who's like a James Rosen, does James Rosen have a lawsuit against Justice for being named a co-conspirator?
First, you have to defend yourself, and then the next step will be, after defending yourself, there's constitutional issues. The AP CEO, I think James Rosen, in this situation, they've their attorneys have all, at least they've spoken about the potential for the constitutional violations. Some of this is because there's not enough protections in the media, or we may need new protections. A lot of our law is just outdated based off the internet, and it just needs to be brought up to speed and new ways of communication and so forth, because the government understands that and they use it to their advantage. Also, the fact that, of course, you can, if you are targeting a national security leak, you can get access to records. The question here is, why do you need personal phone records? Why are you looking at him as a possible suspect,
right,
as a co-conspirator? So he's got not just the constitutional challenges, but I think, there's unlawful prosecution statutes, unlawful investigation statutes,
defamation of character.
Right. So he's got even more, because it's a personally targeted situation, than the AP, which is obviously a very broad constitutional swipe. And I hope Congress will handle the problem as well, and so that the Department of Justice doesn't even don't have to argue about this anymore. It's just settled.
Well, Jordan, I thank you for being with us today, sir. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve.
Jordan Sekulow, ladies and gentlemen, Executive Director of the American Center for Law and